Let's make a tier list about every rage art for every character. There are some story specific rage arts and I will blur them until I will talk about them, and I will give a spoiler warning shortly before talking about them, so you don't have to worry about any spoilers. And let's see what Alisa's rage art is. I mean, it's pretty generic. I'm probably thinking, where's Alisa? Alisa, I am thinking A, B. It's pretty generic. It's kinda funny, kinda cute that she is kicking her head, but it's pretty generic. Let's say B. Let's see what's Asuka's. Yeah, I think that's worse than Asuka's. I mean, it looks cool, but she's just punching someone real hard. The only cool thing is the camera work. Where's Asuka? Asuka. Let's put her in either low B or C. I think she belongs in C. Okay, this one I have a harsh opinion about. I dislike Azucena a lot. Like a lot. And the only nice thing about the rage art is the jump scare, that she jump scares the opponent. I think that's quite funny, but like the dialogue is really cringe. I think her voice sounds really annoying, and I get like PTSD every time I hear the first line of the dialogue. I think she belongs in D tier. She's just kicking someone. The only thing that's positive about this is that she's jump scaring the opponent. That's quite funny. I like that. But besides that, it's just D tier. I think this one is the best version of just punching someone real hard. Like, this is a high B or low A, just because it's very generic. It's just punching someone really hard and really fast, but he's laughing maniacally, and it looks really cool how his muscles and his veins are protruding at the end. I think that's probably the best version of just punching someone really hard. This is either a high B or a low A for me. Let's keep him at high B for now. Yeah, I think that's pretty nice. I like it a lot, just because Claudio's magic is really cool. And what I also like is, I think Jin is one of the only characters that has a special dialogue. If we pick just, for example, King. If you pick King, for example, he says something else. And I think the Arrivederci is, I think it's fine. It's pretty decent. And I like that he has special dialogue for Devil Jin. I like it's very flashy. It's flashy? What the hell am I saying? It's very flashy. That's what I wanted to say. I think it's an A tier. It's probably a low A, just because it's quite a bit boring. Not a lot happens, but what happens looks really cool. So I think it's a low A. I think this is... I think everyone knows what this will be. And I think if I pick June, he even has a special interaction. Yeah. This is easy. This is really easy. This is top tier. I like this rage art a lot. The special interaction with June is so amazing. How he screams, how he maniacally screams, how he's maniacally laughing every time. It looks so cool. It looks so great. I don't understand. I think Jin's rage art is so boring, but Devil Jin's is so great. I don't understand how they could make something so boring for Jin, but something so amazing for Devil Jin. I love Devil Jin's rage art. I think it's one of my favorite rage arts. Yeah, I think this is pretty mid. It's whatever. It's like a low B, high C. It's just pretty bland. I mean, he kicks him and then he punches him, and then for some reason ice starts forming and then he punches him a bit harder. It's better than Asuka's, but probably worse than Alisa's. I think high C for him now. It's pretty bland. This is also pretty mid, but better. It's like punching someone real hard, but with special effects. So this gets a bump to low B. This is where Feng Wei is. Yeah, this is also just punching someone really hard, but with some decent effects. I think it looks cool. He's like he's jumping around, kicking a lot. The X kick at the end looks quite nice. Hwoarang, I think he belongs in like mid B. It's alright. it's just alright. It's fine. Yeah, I think it's nice. This is the first joke character that we have on this list. I think it's decently funny that he hits himself with the explosion and that his weapon flies in all of a sudden. This is probably high B, low A. Like it's decent. I like it more than Bryan's, but less than Claudio's. So low A, high B. Let's put him at low A just because he stood up with his piston arms and I thought that was quite neat. So this is one of the big ones that I was talking about. I think this sucks so much. This is so ass. Like what is he doing? He is punching someone so hard that he flies through him? What is even happening? I don't even understand this. I think it's so bad. It's so boring. It's just punching someone really hard, but it looks like physically impossible. I think it's so terrible. I think I even like Azucena's more. I think this is the worst one so far. I dislike it so much. And the other thing is, there is a story rage art for Jin that I will talk about later, and I like the story rage art way more. And Devil Jin's rage art I like a lot. It's one of my favorite rage arts, but Jin's is so bland. It's so bad. I don't understand it. I am a Jin main, by the way, and every time I rage art I am like not even looking at the screen. I think it's an insult to Jin. I think this is pretty cool. The only problem I have is like she is doing like nothing. I think it's pretty cool. I like it way more than Claudio's, but it's not S category. I think it's quite cool that you get transported into this like white space of nothingness, and that she uses her magic to cleanse you. But yeah, she doesn't do anything. She holds her hand in front of her and then you explode. So I think high A. I like it more than Claudio's. It's high A is probably the best spot for this. Ah, yes. Yeah. Ah, that's also really cool. Yes, yeah. I mean, it's not at Devil Jin's level. It's not at all at Devil Jin's level, but it's way cooler than Jun's, for example. I kind of want to add an A tier. Okay, this does feel better. Like Devil Jin's is like way above Kazuya's, but Kazuya's is way above Jun's. So I think this represents it better. I think it's such a blue ball because it looks so cool until he does the last attack. Like this looks really cool. He punches you really hard, catches you, then he throws you by the leg. This looks so cool. He catches you, and then what is this pose? This pose looks so goofy. It just does not look cool at all. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it could have been S. If the end pose was great, this would have been a low S. Like, yes, it's way worse than Kazuya's, but it would have been a low S. I think this is a low A. This could have been high A or even S if the end pose was better. But the end pose kills it like completely. I think it's just it's better than just punching someone real hard. But I think the other ones in A are better. I like this one. I like this one because this is completely random. Like it's just completely out of nowhere. It's so random. This is somewhere in the A tier. It's better than Jack's because it's funnier than Jack's, but I think Claudio's is cooler. Like it's more cool than Kuma's is funny. It's kind of random and it's funny because it's random, but it's not very it's not visually pleasing in any way. Yeah, I think this is pretty cool. It's very flashy. It's very flashy. I have to stop saying flashy. It's very flashy. It looks great. It's very anime. I think it looks better than Claudio's. Does it look better than Jun's? Yeah, I think so. I think it's cooler than Jun's. I cannot swap them. Okay. I think it's cooler than Jun's. It's not S tier. Like Kazuya's is way better. But it's pretty cool. It's pretty decent. Yeah, I think this is pretty cool. I think this is pretty funny. There is this version where I think when he ends the round with this attack, he like prolongs it for a bit longer. I think that is really funny. I dislike the change with the nunchakos for law in general. I think the starting pose is kind of cringe, and yeah, I think it's a B tier. Like the end pose, if you kill someone with this attack, is very funny, actually, I think. But it's probably a B tier. Yeah, it's better than Alisa's, I think. Is it better than Hwoarang's? Yeah, but it's worse than Bryan's. I think this is where he belongs. Yeah, this, I have a big problem with this one. I think the first shot is really elegant. The kicks are cool. This pose was really cool. I like the rose. And the end pose looks so weird, like I don't know where his eyes are drifting to. It looks kind of weird. I think if the end pose was not that bad, this would have been a high A. Yeah, I think it looks kind of cool. It has to be low A. Was it better than King? I think so. Was it better than the funny guys? I do not think so. I think he was better than King and that's it. He's very low A. Yeah, I think I dislike this a lot, just because he talks a lot. I do speak German, I am fluent in German. I think the grappling hook is kind of random, but I like it. I like the grappling hook. I think it's funny that it's kind of random. I think the body check, like the shoulder hit, it's so weird. It doesn't look like it hurt. It does not look like an attack that will hurt somebody. And that's... and to have that for a rage art is so weird. He also talks, what he says is really cringe, actually. Dich mach ich fertig. Sounds so weird. Yeah, I think it's pretty bad. The grappling hook bumps it up a lot. I think it's still very low C tier. I think even Asuka's was cooler. At least Asuka's rage art looked like it hurt. Leo's didn't even look like it hurt a lot. It just looked like he was pushing me. I don't think it's that great.
Witness the essence of Wing Chun. Like steel.
This one is pretty decent. Punching someone really hard, like doing a 1-inch punch even, which doesn't even look like it does much, but you know, it's pretty cool. It's pretty fast also. It has some effects. I like the Black Dragon effects. It's a bit boring in the middle. I think it's better than Bryan's, but worse than King's. Yeah, it's probably high B. High B or low A? I think high B. High B is where it belongs. This one is pretty basic. Is she kicking them in the nuts? I mean, it looks decent. It's pretty short. Oh, I think it's somewhere in the middle of B. I can't really tell where. I think Hwoarang's was cooler. Yeah, I think this is where she belongs. Next is Nina. Like, who plays Nina? Who is the single person who plays Nina?
You're not getting away. Die in silence.
I think the ending is pretty weird. Like, what is she doing? Die in silence is pretty cringe. I think it sounds pretty cringe. But then she's slamming her hand against her other hand, and then the enemy explodes, like if she was June. I would expect this attack from June, not from Nina. I mean, it looks pretty... The middle part looked pretty cool, where she runs up the enemy and then shoots them in the back. It's very low B or high C. I think it's better than Dragunov. Is it low B? The die in silence part is so cringe, and I don't really understand what is... It's high C. I think it's kind of funny. Like, it's okay. The first time I saw the rage art, I was really surprised that it wasn't over, that it actually continued. It's probably just a B tier. It's alright. It's funnier than Alisa's. It's even funnier than Lars, I think. Is it? It was way more surprising than Lars. I don't know. It's somewhere in the middle of B. Let's just put Panda here. It's somewhere in the middle. let's just put her here. Paul is really tall. What the hell?
I'll show you. Most strongest in the universe.
It's one of the better versions of punching someone really hard. I wanted to use a different costume because I think this costume has some flaws with this rage art.
Most strongest in the universe.
Okay, the flaws are his foot is really huge in screen for a few frames. Like you really see his toes when he's barefoot, and I think that's really uncomfortable. Also, the best thing about the rage art is him ripping his... What am I talking about? Him ripping the arm of his clothes. I don't know how this is called. What the hell am I saying? Ärmel English. Oh, his sleeve. Holy shit. I think the best part about the rage art is him ripping his sleeve. And it's just punching someone really hard, but a bit funny. I think it's probably better than Law. Is it better than Bryan? It's better than Bryan. It's probably even better than Leroy. I think it's high B. I want to bump it down a few places just because you zoom in on his toes, and because the best thing about the rage art only works with certain costumes. But I think high B is where he belongs.
You won't see this coming.
This is one of the cooler ones. This is for sure one of the cooler ones. I want to see it again, just to see if I'm sure about the placement. Like, what the hell is happening? When I saw this in the trailer, I was so amazed. This looks so cool. Is this on Kazuya's level? I do think so. I do think it does look as cool as Kazuya's. Does it look cooler than Kazuya's? I don't know. I don't know if it looks cooler than Kazuya's. No, I don't think so, but I like it a lot. I like it a lot. He's one of the least played characters, so you won't see this when you play ranked, but it looks very cool. Very, very cool. I was so amazed when I saw this in the trailer. Okay, I will spoil this for you. This is going to be a contender for S. Oh, it looks so cool. It looks so cool. And I also like Reina a lot. I think her personality works. It's not cringe. I don't know. I don't think it's cringe. I think it works. And it looks so cool. This rage art looks so great. Holy crap. This is high S. High S. It might be holy shit. It looks so good. It looks so good. It's definitely worse than Deviljin's, and it's better than Kazuya's. I don't know if it's high S or holy shit level. It looks so good. I think it's low holy shit. I think this deserves this spot. It looks so good. I love this one. Reina is the most popular character. You will see this a lot in ranked, and I like it a lot. A lot. It's so good. His voice acting sounds so weird. He's so quiet. And he talks so much. He does not raise his voice. It sounds so weird. And he's just surfing you. And the speedlines look so weird. And then after surfing you, he's just kicking you. Okay, it's time for the biggest meme. It's so weird.
Now this is what I call fun. That's a knockout. Good night.
That's a knockout. Good night. I think Steve's voice actor is terrible. And if you disable voices, I think it's pretty great. If the voice was completely disabled, if you go into the sound settings and disable voice, I think this is probably a mid-A tier. But because it's what he's saying sounds so terrible, it's so cringe. It has to be a low B, if not even C. It sounds so terrible. Yeah. I think it's the same for Leo. Leo just sounds so cringe and so terrible, but it's better than Leo's. I think this is where he belongs. If you disable his voice, he's maybe low mid A, at least high B, but so he's low C. It's just... But it's a meme. It's a funny meme. I will give him that he is a funny meme. This is really cool, but I have one gripe with it and I don't understand why he does that. Like here, in his Yai stance, why is he not slashing from the Yai stance? Like, while unsheathing his sword, why isn't he slashing while he is unsheathing his sword? That would have looked way cooler. Why isn't this his attack for the rage art? Like, he's in Yai stance, and then he can just slash from Yai stance. This would look so much cooler than what he does here. Like, this looks pretty cool until now. He's in Yai stance, and why isn't he slashing? Why is he unsheathing his sword and then slashing? This looks so much worse than just slashing. This would have been high A if he slashed out of Yai stance. But because this looks so much worse, I think it's better. It's better than Claudio's, for sure. I think it's better than June's. Yeah, he would have been high A or even S tier if he slashed from Yai stance, but it looks so much worse because he doesn't. I don't understand what she is doing. She's just doing random shit. And the wind effects are pretty random as well. She's just doing random shit for me. I don't really understand it. I think it belongs here. Like, it's not cringe like Steve and Leo, but Asuka's is definitely better. It's just weird. I think I will downgrade both of them to D. Now that I think about it, they are both pretty cringe. And actually, let me do another thing. Let's put Shaheen here. This is where he belongs. Oh, this looks so cool. It's so great. Oh, this is S for sure. It's better than Raven's. Is it better than Kazuya's? I think so. I think it's better than Kazuya's. This is like a holy shit contender. Like, it's not... I don't get excited when I see it. Like, holy shit, when I see these two, I get really excited. But I don't get excited, but I like it a lot. I think it looks so great. Everything about it is great. This belongs in S. Yeah, this looks pretty cool as well. It looks very cool as well. Yeah, this is a low S tier. It looks very cool. I like it a lot. It's great. Which is weird because Zafina, like, no one plays Zafina. I have never seen a single person in ranked play Zafina, but it looks very cool. The rage art is very cool. So now for the story specific rage art. This will be a spoiler for the story. I will spoil the story pretty heavily. So if you have not played the story, then please jump to this timestamp shown on screen. This is Jin's rage art in the story where he has no devil power anymore, where Devil Jin is gone. I like this way more. This is so much cooler than the rage art you get in ranked, because, like, he isn't channeling Devil Jin's power, he's just psyching himself up. I like this a lot. And then instead of punching someone so hard that he goes through the person, which is very weird, he, like, does an electric and then a jump kick, and afterwards he goes into Zenshin. I like this so much. It's so much better. This is probably the best. This is the best just punching someone really hard rage art. I like this a lot. I think it's it's a high A. I think it's below Claudio because there's nothing flashy happening at all. It's just punching someone really hard. But it has so much character. It displays so much of Jin's character. And it looks cool. I think this is mid A, which is so ironic because the regular rage art that you get in the ranked gameplay is D tier. When I played through the story campaign, after seeing this rage art for the first time, I wished that there is a character customization where you can change out the rage art, because I would love to have this rage art. Like, don't change anything else. It has to have the same damage and everything is the same, but I want this rage art to happen instead of this one. But sadly you cannot change it. Sadly you cannot change it. I like this one way more than the other one from Jin. After Jin and Devil Jin made up and he gained like 1 angel wing and 1 devil wing. This is that rage art. Yeah. This is almost the same rage art as Devil Jin's, but I think it's quite a bit worse because it's like, it has less character. Like Devil Jin's character, Devil Jin's personality is so cool, and I think his personality was like pretty bland, pretty stoic. It's still S tier, but I think it's the worst S tier. Yeah, I think every single other S tier is better. It's great. It's still great. I like it a lot still. So this is True Devil Kazuya's rage art in this story. Oh, this looks so cool. And then he takes laser crystals, forms a ball. And then he lasers through the ball into Jin. Yeah. This is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Is it better than Kazuya's regular rage art? I don't know, actually. I think Kazuya's regular rage art is pretty cool as well. It's probably... It's on the same level as Kazuya's regular rage art. A bit better or a bit worse. It's pretty much on the same level. Let's just put him at better. This is Angel Jin's rage art. Oh, this looks so cool. Oh! Looks so great. Wow. Okay, this one is very cool. This is high S or holy shit level. I think it's holy shit level. Like when he punches Kazuya and this purple crystal jumps out of him, I think that looks so great. And these slashes are pretty cool. I think it's low holy shit level. Oh yes. This is the final ranking. I will now blur the story specific ones once again so that I can talk about the ranking in total. So this part is spoiler free again. This is the final ranking. If you want to see the final ranking with spoilers, then you have to jump back a bit. I'm pretty fine about this ranking. I think this ranking is completely fine. This is probably worthy of a screenshot. So yeah, Devil Jin and Reina and one of the story-specific ones, these three are amazing. Like I love them a lot. I really like them. My favorite rage art is Devil Jin's by far. Like, Devil Jin's is the best rage art, period. Reina is the second one, and a close third is the story-specific one I've talked about before. Then S tier leads with Yoshimitsu. I loved his rage art. I think his rage art is amazing. Then there's Kazuya and one story-specific one. Then Raven. I really liked Raven's. I really liked Zafina's as well. There's one story-specific one that I liked less than the non-story-specific one of that character. In A tier, this is pretty much from Lars to Claudio. It's just... They are flashy. I said it again. They are flashy, but a bit bland, like not S tier material. And Kuma and Jack are just kind of funny, and these two are just pretty decent. This one is a story-specific one that I like way more than the non-story-specific one. B tier, these are all mid. Most of them are just punching someone really hard. In C tier we have punching someone really hard, but boring or cringe. In D tier we have a lot of cringe, like these three are very cringe, and Jin is just a disgrace, like it's just an insult to the character. And yeah, that is it. I've talked about every character now, and and yeah, this is the tier list. Again, if you want to see the tier list with the spoilers, then jump back a bit. Let me know in the comments if you agree, or especially if you like have a major disagreement. For example, if you really like Nina's and you think it's S tier, or if you really hate Kazuya's and you think it's D tier, then leave that in the comments. That would be very interesting. If you want to see more Tekken content, then subscribe, because I will post a lot more Tekken content because I love this game. Leave a like if you like this video, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.